Alright, this is a little short story I have of the time I ran from the police. Me and a couple of friends of mine that, I had at the time. It was supposed to be a little vacation trip for a weekend to camp out in the Poconos. If you don't know this, well, I never put it out there, but I live more on the East Coast, so I'm near like New Jersey, Connecticut, New York City, stuff, areas like that. But we went for a trip to the Poconos, and actually there's a couple sites that you can go out and see. There's some of the old railway bridges that used to run alongside the Delaware, as well as some other little monuments and like nice cities and towns that are very historic. They've been there for a very long time. I'm not going to list dates or the names just because I can't remember them off the top of my head. Lancaster is one of them, as well as Easton or East Stroudsburg, really old town. But we took this weekend trip. It was like a small camping trip from like a Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday. And essentially, we just were there to screw around, have fun, maybe, eat food and check out what's around and kind of just not be at home. I mean, that's the point you take a vacation anyways, is just to not be at home. Anyways, let me get to the part where this gets a little bit good. Around Saturday, we decided to go and walk upon this big abandoned bridge that goes spanning over the Delaware and over a highway. It's Route 80. And, we go up, we walk up, we find the trails to get up there, because obviously other people had been up there before. So we walk up there, walk along, we're on top of the bridge. You can literally stare right down into the river because there's maybe like a little bit of a railing for some of it, but then the railing deteriorates and is completely gone for a section of it. So we're just walking up along it. We're going along to the other side, kind of right over the highway, and we found this little hatch cover that you can go down into the bridge and actually chill out right there, kind of like in the middle of the bridge. Oh my god, right on schedule. The train's coming. I swear to god, every time I press record, they're only right down the street. Never come through here quietly either. They're always blaring the horn. I mean, that time wasn't that bad, but a lot of times when I'm walking through here, they're just on like railing on that horn, just trying to make sure there isn't people walking across the tracks going back and forth. But anyways, we walk across the bridge. Everything's seemingly nice. We go into the little kind of like tunnel. It was like a little manhole cover that was like 1.5 feet off the ground, and then like you had like a ladder that you could basically just climb down into it, and there's these little compartments in the bridge that you can see from the road. But us being kind of stupid and naive, we thought, well, if you're perfectly right in the middle, people can't see you because they won't see you from this side or that side as long as you don't show yourself on the edge. Well, that's actually completely false. You can see right through it all the way from the front to the back of the compartment we were in. And so we think nothing of this until we see police turn their lights on right below us, right on the highway, and then get off on that exit that's basically right next to the bridge. And we noticed that, oh, well, he seems like he's coming as close to us as he possibly can. He parks basically right near the bridge. It's about like maybe 50 feet from the next little walkway up to it. And we see him, and and then 2 other cops show up, and we realize, I think they might be here for us. So we climb out, and we look over, and sure enough, they're trying to walk up to the top of the bridge, and then walk up to our way, where we are. And in that split moment, I said, yeah, well, I'm not trying to stay to entertain the cops, so let's just run to the other side. And that's exactly what we did. We ran, except before we ran, one of my friends, as she jumped out from the manhole cover, because I said it was about 1.5 feet off the ground, she jumped and landed right on her ankle and fell. And at that point, she was just in pain, and we had no other way to get her across. So I gave her a piggyback, and we ran. I would say adrenaline definitely gives you a boost. If you don't know how to run with like heavy weight, you definitely will figure it out when there's a cop right behind you. So we took off, we ran it, we booked it, we took the trail down from the other side, and we saw this one person who was, I guess, longboarding. I don't remember what the circumstance was. He was about like parked right underneath the bridge, and we said, hey, if there are any cops that pass through here, don't say you saw us, because we know you're probably not here for the same reason we are. But it turned out he was actually going to try to see if he can longboard on top of a bridge, which I don't know how you would be able to. It was gravel, so it's not the easiest to move on, but needless to say, we take off, we drive a little bit down the road, and we find this big empty parking lot with like a couple cars off to the side of it, and we said, screw it, let's see if we can shimmy ourselves in between two of the cars, and then just like turn the lights off and hide and duck underneath the seats. And we did that for 5 minutes, and we saw the cops pass right by us. They didn't even notice us. They didn't see us. They didn't see what car we showed up in either, so how would they know? Is this another train? Let me just see. This might be another train. Let's see. Should be coming down. You know, that's the weirdest thing. You'll hear a train, but they're not anywhere nearby, so the sound just has to travel a crap ton of distance before it can actually get here. And anyways, that's basically what happened. We hid from the cops. They didn't see us. They passed right by us. As soon as they passed by us, we skid out of there, going the opposite way, driving down the street, not speeding or anything, otherwise that would be kind of a dead giveaway, right? And we get out, we go to the town nearest to us, and we get some lunch. And yeah, nothing happened. Here he is. See? Told you. Just takes a minute. See, and that's what I mean. They just blare the horn to make sure there isn't anyone trying to run across the tracks. Because we have had some kids here who, on dirt bikes and quads, they like to ride up and down the railways. And, well, needless to say, I'm sure at some point someone probably got hit by a train because they didn't hear it. I don't know how, but, you know, that happens. So, yeah, that's the story of how I ran from the cops. Alright, well, I'll catch back up to you with some more stories that might be a little bit longer, and I'll, you know, definitely stretch them out a little bit more. But for now, I'm just doing little short bits here and there.